The mystery of Antarctica. Only scientists are allowed to go there with special permit. Secret space program, Antarctica Secrets and Disclosure Project in-depth report. Who tells the truth and who spreads disinformation? So let's start with dark journalist Daniel Litz, who interviews Project Avalon's Bill Ryan, who speaks out on Corey Goode. Bill Ryan first hit the spotlight a decade ago with his efforts to seeking out secret space program whistleblowers and having them deliver riveting information live on video along with his research partner Kerry Cassidy on the early alternative series called Project Camelot. Eventually, Ryan split with Cassidy and developed his own form of research called Project Avalon, which tackles deep subject matter with an informed community. Ryan goes into in his videos recording about details of his viral article called The Truth About Corey Goode that's gaining rapid attention, attempts to explain and in some sense unmask the bizarre story of Corey Goode. Ryan had his own interactions with Goode before he went public and believes that his story is unreliable. Many fact-based revelations came out in the last decade about the development of a secret space program, including UK hacker Gary McKinnon discovering an off-world officers list, quote-unquote, while reading classified files at NASA, and for which the US government attempted to extradite and charge him with espionage. Other analysts came forward with remarkable disclosures about missing government funds and the outline of a completely hidden agenda. In tandem with fascinating investigative reporting effort, a sideshow also developed with all kinds of discrediting themes like fantasy beings and galactic ambassadors and space saviors to boot. A lot of this activity has centered around Corey Goode from Texas, who claims to be a veteran insider of secret unacknowledged programs involving military and space, but has offered zero evidence for this incredible assertion. In fact, Goode has no military record except a brief stint in the Texas State Guard, not exactly known to be a hotbed of deep intelligence activity. Ryan has attempted to have Goode to take a lie detector test to prove some of his wild assertions or to have him regressed to find out if his memories are real, implanted, or fabricated. Goode has rejected the suggestion, saying that hypnotic regression is invasive, and without these evidentiary methods being employed to verify his memories, with no evidence being presented to support his story, Goode's account of being in a secret program appears to be, of course, falling apart. Now, the original secret space program conferences organized by Global BEM, including one held in Austin, Texas back in 2015 and hosted by dark journalist Daniel Litz, featured former Assistant HUD Secretary Catherine Austin Fitz and Giza Death Star Joseph Farrell, and brought forward verifiable evidence along with informed speculation from many experts and scientists and former government officials. The event raised the specter of a covert effort that was draining trillions of dollars from the US budget and siphoning them into a complex space endeavor for private interests. The secret space program investigation took a turn for the bizarre after Gaia TV aired the Goode story, even though he was completely unvetted by any journalistic standard and had absolutely no evidence to back up his assertions. It was pumped into alt research community by a series of TV episodes they developed for their select audience, featuring interviews with Goode by host David Wilcock. Goode claims to be an insider of various secret programs and a spokesman relaying spiritual messages from a group of extraterrestrial alien beings. He has even developed a comic book series of his ET communications with what he calls a Sphere of Being alliance. Goode's story not only sounded like a science fiction fantasy adventure, it also created a new version of cult-like alien called a blue avian with blue skin and feathers. Goode's story largely incorporated elements of many alternative media themes like fighting the Illuminati, cabal tribunals, Mandela effect, breakaway civilization, and Babylonian magic. Respected authors like Joseph Farrell and Richard Dolan were shocked to see their research shabbily recycled in a sensationalist and histrionic fashion. With all of this in mind, the question becomes, are those driving this bizarre, unverified, unvetted story about good being some kind of an insider in a covert program, part of an effort to deflect attention away from the genuine research process underway to find where the missing trillions went that were pumped into the secret space program? Ryan wonders whether all of this hyperbole began being presented with no corroborating evidence is a concerted activity meant to replace legitimate inquiry with sci-fi adventure tales mixed with faux New Age psychobabble. In summary, Bill Ryan is convinced that Corey Goode is just a dreamer or eventually a disinformation agent, but what if Corey is telling the truth? So we continue with David Wilcock. According to David, who has worked with Corey over the last couple of years, Corey is telling the truth and he has seen and experienced it. Corey is not only an insider regarding the secret space program, but he seems to have also information about a partial disclosure project whereby the cosmic aspect of plan appears to involve 3 key revelations: a formal public disclosure of 2 large cloaked orbital platforms and black triangle craft which have the ability to travel throughout our solar system, also known by the MIC SSP Military Industrial Complex SSP, and the unveiling of ancient high-tech ruins in Antarctica and the revealing of 1.8 billion years of old ancient ruins within the Earth and throughout our solar system, often made of crystalline transparent aluminum alloy. Then there is a second person named Pete Peterson, who seems to be an Antarctica insider, authorized to release certain information into public domain regarding the ongoing Antarctica issues. Peterson states that there is a secret operation to excavate 2 huge alien motherships at Antarctica, which have been crash-landed, respectively, 450,000 and 55,000 years ago. The first craft seems to be buried under 3 miles of glacial ice, while the second craft close to the first one is buried under 2 miles of glacial ice. So with all this information, we come to the point, who tells the truth and who spreads disinformation? Now, to get the full picture, it's recommended here in these links to read the in-depth articles which David has published on Divine Cosmos, and I watch his videos. The first dark journalist Daniel Litz interviews Project Avalon's Bill Ryan, where he speaks out on Corey Goode. And the second is a 2.5-hour excerpt from David Wilcock's Friday-Saturday presentations on Conscious Life Expo 217, where he presented data on secret space program, shared the stage with Corey Goode. So at the 53-minute mark, David shares information on civilization of pre-Adamite giants with elongated skulls which appear to have crash-landed on Antarctica 55,000 years ago. He continues with information that if the alliance succeeds, their plan is now to begin the disclosure process by telling us there was an ancient civilization in Antarctica. He goes on that we are on the verge of major new releases of information that will transform everything we thought we knew about life on Earth. So I'll leave links below for you for this. This is from UFO Sighting Hotspot on Bended Reality. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.